Carla Webb is an accomplished equestrian and former Vancouver police officer who knows what it personally takes to go beyond the call. In a bit of an aha moment, she decided to leave her 13-year cop career to work with and empower people in high-stress burnout jobs. Currently, she is a life and wellness coach who works with people and with horses. It is my pleasure to welcome Carla Webb to Studio 4 to tell us more.
Thank you very much, Fanny. I'm honored to be here with you today.
Well, it's nice to meet you. Why did you decide you wanted to be a police officer?
Well, it wasn't something I thought of initially when I was a young kid, like often people do. And through actually being with my ex, Al Arsenault, who's a member of the Odd Squad, he made it sound very intriguing.
Oh, that's good gossip.
Yes, he's been a great supporter of me still today, and we've been separated for quite some time.
Well, that's good because he's with you today.
He
so
is. He drove
it's a
me
good
down.
sign. You're a good wellness coach.
Yes. So it wasn't something that I was passionate about early on, but as I grew into an adult and went to university, it was something that I thought would be really neat to try on for size. So I did do a little bit of prep work, and I was a store detective at Eaton's for a few years, and I did some volunteer work with Victim Services. And through those ways, because it's a little bit associated with police work, I thought I'm going to take the leap and do it.
When you graduated from the Justice Institute, what were your hopes and dreams about the job?
Well, I was really looking forward to a fulfilling career, and I wanted to do a bunch of different jobs within the job. Of course, there's the dog squad and the mounted squad and all these different types of opportunities, and I wanted to experience as many different things as I could. And as time went on, I was discovering that other things were taking place in the form of stress. And probably 3 years into it, I was working on a project that I was really passionate about, and just simply because of resources within the department, it wasn't something that we could proceed with. So I kind of felt like I was losing a bit of my passion for why I joined to begin with. And I kept going on thinking, okay, well, this is just the way it is, and I'm going to have to just bear on. And so I had those ups and downs and continued on until I come to 13 years later, and I look back and I think, what happened? And so near the end of my career, I was starting to feel like I hated going in. I just didn't have the passion anymore, and I was dreading it. And part of what I learned when I was very young was do what you love doing. And if you have that in mind, the right things will happen.
So you left the Vancouver Police Department. Did your friends say, are you nuts? Good job, you like solid job, tough job, but
I had
steady
a lot
income.
Of people, well, exactly, and that's what people get tied to. And I talked to so many other members that are going through the same thing, where they've lost their passion, and all they're thinking of is the end. And I'm going to have my pension, and I'm going to have my my medical and dental, and that's all they focus on. And so what I'm saying with what I'm offering in my programs is you can get back and get connected to your passion, and if truly you're not meant to do policing, then there's a bridge to a better life.
If your dream is to be an undercover leader or a narc or emergency squad, and you're on your way and you're happy every day and you like patrolling and you like giving tickets and you like picking up, it's the wrong thing. You know, it's not fun to pick up a dead body or to tend a domestic. Certainly not. But if it fulfills you, then you are in the right spot. And if not?
And if not, there's other things that you can do. Or it might be a matter of just reconnecting to the purpose and passion, because I think if people get back to why they joined to begin with, they can be resilient to all the stresses that they endure.
Sure. And any job, even if you wanted to be a lawyer and you get into a law practice and hate it, or a dentist and you don't like pulling teeth, whatever it is, our dreams are one thing, and we get there and think, I hate this job, or it's just not me. More than you hate it, it's not me.
Yes. And I feel that a lot of other police officers I talk to are feeling that. And I think the thing that they're also feeling is they're not getting support from the organization itself. And there's a lot of room to grow there. So what my mission really is, I guess, is to be that resource for people when they're feeling stressed out and they need tools so that they can exist and thrive within their career. that's part of what I really want to do. And I think that the more people that take that opportunity and to realize that they can change and reconnect to their passion,
Yes.
then the more people that are doing that within the organization itself has to change. And
And
it'll be
certainly the RCMP looking at themselves and looking at what goes on at Depot and the whole military model of the police force, male-female differences, all of that. Do you see a difference, I'm sure you do, about how men burn out and women burn out?
It is different, and I've talked to people who typically say that men will go to, I mean, they keep within themselves and not expressing the feelings that they're having. They think that they're alone, and they'll turn to things like drinking or some other types of abuse. And women just are overwhelmed and stressed, and I see a lot of people that get sick. They come up with different ailments. And I understand you had somebody on yesterday that was talking about the long-term effects of stress. And it's killing us.
For sure it is. So when you work with someone and a horse, how does that come together? Because I know you use a little equine therapy, if that's what it's called, to help people find their passion or connect.
Yeah, horses are absolutely magnificent teachers. And so when I bring people out in a group for a retreat type setting, they have the cohesiveness of the group. And then they just get to be in nature, experience and watch what the horses have to offer. And then also a part of that is I would do one-on-one coaching with people and bring the horses into it. So the great thing that horses are really fabulous at teaching us is they call it the art of Wu Wei, which is the art of doing nothing. And so really when we are in stressful careers, and typically, I mean, people in general, not just in policing, have a lot of stress in their lives. And we're always thinking about the future and lamenting about the past, and horses are just present moment beings.
They're mindful.
They're
there. They're present. I think any animal can teach us a lesson. Even a bee can teach you a lesson, or a bee colony can teach you a lesson. A rooster can teach you a lesson if you're aware. But a horse is lovable.
Oh, they
What
are.
if you don't like horses? And you come and you think, I'm afraid of horses. I don't like horses. Can you still work
Yes.
in your seminars?
We do an exercise where we're actually observing them from the outside, and there's so much information that you can get about just sitting back and observing and increasing your awareness. And that too is an excellent quality to have as a police officer, because we need to be out there and be alert of our surroundings. So horses are great teachers at that, because
Sure.
of being prey animals, they have to be hypersensitive to their environment.
Because as a police officer, you have no idea who's behind the door, who's in the car. When you're going to a call, you know a little bit, but you don't know the end result, and you don't know if somebody has a weapon or doesn't have a weapon. So obviously, you have to be on your game.
You absolutely have to be on your game. And you also have to be able to let that go when you're not at work. And that's, I read an awesome book called The Emotional Survival for Law Enforcement, and I wish I would have read it before I even started, because it talks about the up and down of the emotional roller coaster basically that we're on. When we're on duty, we're in a they call it a hypervigilant state. So your adrenaline's going all the time and your cortisol level is going. So when you're off duty, you tend to go below. And so from their research, it takes basically 14 hours, by the time you get ready to go back
Sure.
to shift again, and you're back at it again. So really being able to, on your days off, take time, de-stress, do things you love doing. And that's why, for me, being around the horses was huge therapy. I got back into horses again in 2001, so it was about
Yes.
3 years on the job,
Sure.
and it probably saved me. It kept me there for a lot longer, I believe.
I'm sure we must take care of ourselves. Yeah, open mind, wise mind.
Absolutely.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Carla Webb, do you have a company?
ThePoliceCoach.com is the website.
Okay, great, thank you.
Yes.
Tomorrow in our ongoing Meet Our Mayors series, we have a municipal chat with Burnaby's Mayor Derek Corrigan, who has held the top spot at Burnaby City since 2002. And fashion historian Ivan Sayers sachets into Graces with lace, and creative transformation is one of his passions. We meet psychotherapist Dr. Ronald Alexander. who helps his clients cultivate a wise mind and an open mind. Thanks for watching Studio 4. There'll be lots more on Shaw TV, only on Shaw TV.
Floral arrangements for Studio 4 provided by Vivio Flower Gallery.